Did you know that Miyamoto Musashi, the famous Japanese swordsman, never lost a duel in his entire life? That's right. Musashi was a true master of his craft, a real-life samurai who lived during the Sengoku period of feudal Japan. His life was marked by constant conflict and warfare, but through it all, he maintained an unbeaten record in duels, with some accounts placing the number of his victories at over 60. But there's more to Musashi than just his swordsmanship. He was also a philosopher and an artist, with his teachings and artwork still influencing people today, centuries after his death. His philosophies were not isolated to the battlefield. They permeated every aspect of his life, from his approach to combat to his perspective on the world. Musashi's philosophy was rooted in the principles of Zen Buddhism, with a focus on mindfulness, discipline, and the pursuit of perfection. He believed in the concept of ikigai, a Japanese philosophy that suggests that fulfillment comes from balancing what you love, what the world needs, what you're good at, and what you can be paid for. As an artist, Musashi was known for his distinct style that combined simplicity with depth. His artwork, much like his philosophy, reflects a deep understanding of the world around him and a unique perspective on life. So you see, Musashi was not just a swordsman but a multidimensional character. His life and teachings offer us a glimpse into the mind of a true master, providing us with valuable insights that we can apply in our own lives. His story is a testament to the power of discipline, focus, and the relentless pursuit of mastery. Musashi's life is a captivating tale of personal growth, achievement, and the pursuit of perfection. He was a man who lived by his own rules, who was unafraid to defy conventions, and who dedicated his life to the mastery of his craft. It's a story that continues to inspire and fascinate us even today. Now, wouldn't you like to know more about this incredible individual? Imagine being so good at something that no one could ever beat you. That was Musashi's reality. This samurai, steeped in the discipline of martial arts, was a master of the blade, unbeaten in over 60 duels. But what made Musashi unparalleled wasn't just his skill, but the philosophy that guided his hand. Musashi was not simply a swordsman. He was a scholar of the blade. He dedicated his life to understanding the art of the sword. To him, every stroke was a brush painting the canvas of life, each swing a verse in the poetry of combat. The sword was not merely a weapon, but a tool of introspection, a mirror reflecting the essence of his being. His training was unceasing, relentless, a ceaseless quest for perfection. He trained in rain and sun, in the stillness of dawn and the silence of the night. He trained not until he got it right, but until he could never get it wrong. Yet, his philosophy was not confined to the battlefield. He believed that the principles that governed the way of the sword could be applied to life. He saw the sword as a metaphor for the human spirit. Just as a sword is forged in fire, shaped with sweat and toil, and honed to deadly perfection, so too, he believed, is the human spirit sculpted by the trials of life, shaped by challenges and sharpened by adversity. His philosophy was one of relentless self-improvement. He held that just as a sword must be continually polished to prevent rust, so must we continually strive to improve ourselves to prevent stagnation. He believed that in the pursuit of perfection, one discovers the essence of life. Musashi's way of the sword was not about violence or domination. It was a path to self-discovery, a journey into the depths of his own soul. It was a discipline that demanded the utmost dedication, a commitment to the relentless pursuit of perfection. As we'll discover, Musashi's way of the sword was about much more than just combat. It was about understanding the self, about the ceaseless pursuit of improvement, about the relentless quest for perfection. It was a philosophy for life. What if I told you that Musashi wrote one of the most influential books on strategy and philosophy? Yes, the same Musashi who was an unrivaled swordsman, an artist, and a philosopher. This multifaceted genius penned a masterwork that continues to shape our understanding of strategy and philosophy even today. The Book of Five Rings. The Book of Five Rings, or Go-Rin no Sho as it's known in Japanese, is a text on kenjutsu and the martial arts in general, written around the 17th century. The book is divided into 5 parts, each covering a different aspect of battle, just as there are different physical elements in life. It's not just a manual for efficient swordsmanship. It is a guide to achieving a focused and victorious mind. Each ring or book within the larger work focuses on a specific element: earth, water, fire, wind, and the void. These elements represent different aspects of life and reality. Earth represents the physical world and the laws of nature. Water symbolizes adaptability and change. Fire stands for aggression and conflict. Wind represents the unseen and the intangible. Finally, the void signifies the realm of the unknown and the potential for growth. These elements, according to Musashi, are not separate but interconnected, shaping and influencing one another. Understanding and mastering these elements and their interplay, Musashi believed, is key to becoming an unbeatable warrior and a wise human being. Musashi's teachings have had a profound impact, not just in the realm of martial arts, but in the wider world of philosophy and strategic thinking. His insights about the interconnectedness of all things and the need for adaptability and strategic thinking in the face of change are as relevant today as they were in the tumultuous times he lived in. The Book of 5 Rings serves as a mirror for us to reflect on our own lives. It pushes us to ask ourselves, how adaptable are we? How strategic are we in our actions? What is our understanding of the world and how does it shape our actions? Let's dive deeper into the wisdom of this seminal work. Each ring, each element, has a depth of understanding waiting for us to discover. So let's embark on this journey together. In Musashi's philosophy, everything starts with earth, the foundation. This is where we plant our feet and find our footing, where we feel the weight of our existence and the pull of gravity. It's about the physical world and our place in it. Now, imagine earth as a symbol, a representation of the tangible and material aspects of our lives. It's our bodies, our health, the food we eat, the money we earn. It's the ground we stand on and the roof over our heads. It's the simple, mundane, everyday realities we often take for granted. But these are the things that sustain us, that keep us grounded, that make life possible. In Musashi's view, earth is the foundation of everything. Without it, nothing else can exist. It's the bedrock upon which all other elements are built. It's the solidity, the stability, the certainty in a world full of uncertainties. It's the recognition that we are part of something bigger, something vast and complex and beautiful. But Earth is not just about the physical. It's also about the mental and spiritual aspects of our existence. It's about our beliefs, our values, our principles. It's about the things that give meaning to our lives, that guide our actions, that shape our identities. It's about understanding our place in the world, knowing where we come from and where we're going. It's about finding balance, finding harmony, finding peace. In the grand scheme of things, we are but tiny specks on a tiny planet in a vast universe. But that doesn't make us insignificant. On the contrary, it makes us part of a grand cosmic dance. We're all connected, all part of the same Earth, the same universe. And so, we must learn to respect the Earth, to care for it, to live in harmony with it. We must learn to see the beauty in the mundane, to appreciate the simple things in life, to find joy in the ordinary. For in the end, it's the ordinary that makes life extraordinary. With the solid ground beneath our feet, we can begin to explore further. But remember, no matter how far we go, no matter how high we soar, we are always, always connected to the Earth. It's our home, our foundation, our beginning and our end. It's where we find our strength, our courage, our purpose. It's where we find ourselves. Water, ever-changing yet constant, played a crucial role in Musashi's philosophy. In the teachings of Miyamoto Musashi, water is more than a mere substance. It's a metaphor, a symbol of adaptability and the flow of life. A river, a stream, a drop of rain, each bears within it a lesson. Constantly in motion, water never remains the same. It adapts, it changes, it flows. It's in this ceaseless fluidity that Musashi found inspiration. Consider a river. It doesn't fight against the obstacles in its path. Instead, it molds itself around them, flowing over, under, or around whatever stands in its way. This is adaptability in its purest form. It's about being flexible, being malleable. It's about recognizing that rigidity is the antithesis of progress. Musashi believed that like water, we too must learn to adapt, to mold ourselves to the circumstances we face. But water is not just about adaptability, it's about continuity, persistence, the endless flow of life. A stream does not stop flowing because it encounters a stone. It continues on its path, forging new ways, carving new paths. It's relentless, it's persistent. This is the flow of life. It's about moving forward, never stopping, never giving up. Life, like water, is full of ebbs and flows. There will be times when we feel like we're being pulled under, times when the current seems too strong. But these are the moments when we must remember the lessons of water. We must adapt. We must continue to move forward. We must flow. Water is not only a symbol of adaptability and the flow of life, but it also represents purity and clarity. Just as water in its purest form is clear, so too should our intentions and actions be. We should strive for transparency, for clarity in our thoughts and actions, just as water does. As water shapes the landscape, so too do we shape our destiny. Like a river carving its path through the earth, we too have the power to shape our own paths, to mold our own futures. In the end, it's about understanding that we are not passive observers in the journey of life. We are active participants, architects of our own destinies. And just like water, we have the power to shape the world around us. In Musashi's philosophy, fire is the spark that drives action. Fire in its raw, primal form represents energy and propulsion, the force that propels us forward. It is the embodiment of passion, aggression, and necessary action within the human spirit. Fire, with its intense heat and mesmerizing flames, is a symbol of our inner drive and motivation. Musashi saw it as the fuel that powers our actions, our will to act and to fight. It is not just the physical act of fighting that Musashi refers to, but rather the metaphorical battles we face in our everyday lives. Fire is the inner flame that urges us to strive, to achieve, to overcome obstacles. It is the burning desire to fulfill our dreams, to conquer our fears, and to rise above our limitations. It is the heat of determination that melts away doubt and hesitation, forging our will into a weapon of action. Musashi's concept of fire lies not in wanton aggression, but rather in controlled, focused action. It is the heat of the forge that tempers the sword, making it stronger, sharper, more effective. It is the spark that ignites the kindling of our goals, transforming them from mere thoughts into tangible reality. In the heat of battle, it is fire that drives the warrior forward, powering each strike, each parry, each maneuver. But in the calm between battles, it is fire that fuels the warrior's discipline, his dedication to training, his relentless pursuit of mastery. Fire is not a reckless force, but a calculated one. It is the controlled burn that clears the old, making way for the new. Musashi teaches us that fire, when harnessed and directed, can be a powerful tool for change, for growth, for progress. However, like the elemental force it represents, fire can be both creative and destructive. It can forge or it can annihilate. The challenge lies in mastering the fire within us, in controlling its intensity, in channeling its power towards constructive ends. Musashi's philosophy encourages us to stoke our inner fire, to feed it with our passions, our ambitions, our dreams. But it also cautions us to control it, to temper it, to harness its energy and direct it towards our goals. With fire, we move from thought to action. For Musashi, wind was the breath of change. A gust of wind, invisible yet palpable, unpredictable yet inevitable. It sweeps across the landscape, touching everything in its path, altering it in ways both subtle and profound. Such was Musashi's understanding of the element of wind, a symbol of change, of transformation, and of the necessity for adaptability. In the grand theater of life, change is the only constant. Seasons come and go, tides ebb and flow, and the wind, ever present, carries whispers of change across the canvas of existence. Musashi saw in the wind a reflection of life's inherent unpredictability, its ceaseless dynamism. A warrior he knew must not resist change, but rather become one with it. To Musashi, the wind also embodied flexibility. Just as the wind can shift direction with ease, so too, he believed, must we be capable of adjusting our course, our strategies, our perspectives. A stiff tree breaks under the onslaught of a storm, but the flexible reed merely bends and survives. To be like the wind, then, is to embody resilience, adaptability, and the courage to change when change is necessary. But the wind is not only about external change, it's about internal transformation as well. Just as the wind reshapes the landscape, so too does it have the power to reshape us, to carve out the person we are meant to become. Musashi understood this well. He knew that the journey of constant change, of letting the wind of experience shape us, mold us, perfect us. And so Musashi's philosophy of the wind continues to inspire us, reminding us of the power and necessity of change. It nudges us to embrace the unpredictable, to be flexible in our approach, and to be open to the transformational power of experience. Like the wind, we must be ready to change direction at a moment's notice. For in the end, it is not the strongest or the most intelligent who survive, but those most responsive to change. Just as the wind reshapes the world, let us allow it to reshape us. Let us become the wind, the breath of change. In the void, Musashi saw limitless potential. The concept of the void, or the ether, is a profound one. It is the fifth element Musashi explores in his teachings, following earth, water, fire, and wind. It is not merely an absence or a nothingness. Instead, it is the essence of potential, the womb of creation, the realm of infinite possibilities. In Musashi's philosophy, the void is where all things begin and end. It's the space that exists between the other elements, between thoughts, between actions. It's the pause before the strike of the sword, the silent moment before the dawn. It is the canvas upon which life is painted, the stage upon which existence unfolds. Like the other elements, the void is not to be feared but embraced. It is a space of opportunity, a place where we can tap into our deepest creativity and unleash our wildest dreams. It is where we can experiment without judgment, create without restriction, and explore without boundaries. The void is where Musashi found the freedom to invent new techniques, to challenge existing conventions, to redefine the art of the sword. It was in the void that he conceived his unique two-sword style, a technique that broke with tradition and left his adversaries baffled and defeated. In the void, we are unbounded by the physical limitations of the earth, the emotional currents of the water, the burning desires of the fire, or the changing winds of the wind. It is a place of pure potentiality, where anything is possible, where we can be anything we want to be. But the void is not just a place of creation. It is also a place of introspection, of self-discovery. It is where we can confront our deepest fears, our greatest insecurities, our most elusive dreams. It is where we can find our true selves, stripped bare of all pretenses, all illusions. For Musashi, the void was a place of endless possibility, a place of infinite potential. He saw it not as a void of emptiness, but as a void of opportunity, a place where he could push the limits of his art and his spirit. In the void, we find the seeds of possibility. You might be wondering, how can we apply Musashi's philosophy today? Well, the answer is simple yet profound. Musashi's philosophy, rooted in the duality of life and death, strength and weakness, action and contemplation, has a lot to offer to our fast-paced, ever-changing world. First, let's consider Musashi's way. This idea of having a purpose, a direction in life, is something we all can relate to. Whether you're a student, a professional, or an artist, we all need a way, a path that we are passionate about and committed to. Musashi's teachings remind us to be steadfast in our chosen path, to practice and perfect, and above all, to be patient with ourselves. Next, Musashi's emphasis on adaptability and flexibility rings true today. In a world that's constantly evolving, we need to be like water, flowing and adapting to new circumstances and challenges. not just in our careers but also in our personal lives. Being open to change and being resilient in the face of adversity is a valuable lesson we can learn from Musashi. Musashi's philosophy also advocates for balance. He believed in the importance of not just mastering one's craft but also cultivating the mind and the spirit. In today's world, where burnout and stress are common, Musashi's philosophy reminds us to take care of our mental and emotional well-being, to cultivate inner peace and harmony. Finally, Musashi's teachings encourage us to live in the present. He believed that each moment is unique and fleeting, and therefore should be savored and lived fully. This is a powerful message for today's generation, often caught up in the hustle of life, forgetting to pause and appreciate the beauty of the present moment. As you can see, Musashi's wisdom transcends time and culture. His philosophy, rooted in the ancient art of the samurai, is as relevant today as it was in the 17th century. By embracing Musashi's teachings, we can navigate our lives with more purpose, resilience, and mindfulness. Miyamoto Musashi was more than just a swordsman. He was a philosopher, a thinker, a visionary. His life and teachings continue to resonate, echoing the timeless wisdom of his philosophy. As we've journeyed through his conceptual universe, we've unearthed lessons that transcend the realm of martial arts and seep into the fabric of our everyday lives. In Musashi's world, the earth represents the bedrock of our existence, the stable foundation upon which we build our lives. It is the principle of reality, of being grounded and present in the moment. From this firm base, we can move with purpose and confidence. Water, the symbol of adaptability, teaches us the art of flowing with life's currents, not against them. It's a lesson in resilience, in bending, not breaking under the force of life's challenges. Water shows us that flexibility and adaptability are not signs of weakness, but of strength. Fire, the spark of action, encourages us to seize the day, to act with courage and determination. It's about kindling our passions, setting ablaze the path towards our goals. Fire reminds us that action is the catalyst for transformation. Wind, the breath of change, speaks to the inevitability of transformation. It's about embracing the transient nature of life, understanding that change is not only inevitable, but necessary. Wind teaches us to sail in the winds of change, rather than resist them. Finally, the void, the essence of potential, is an invitation to explore the uncharted territories of our minds. It encourages us to tap into our boundless potential, to dream, to aspire, to reach beyond the stars. In the modern era, Musashi's philosophy continues to hold relevance. It offers a framework for understanding and navigating the complexities of our lives. It's a testament to the power of timeless wisdom and a reminder that the lessons of the past can illuminate the path to the future. If you found this video helpful and informative, please like, subscribe, and share. Let's continue exploring the fascinating world of philosophy together.